once again, Strat fans, and it's me, Colonel Strat, back again with another tactic video for you today. So today we're going to be exploring one of my first Cathay tactics. So all of my Cathaian tactics have to do with this button right here, this harmony. So the harmony button right here is really good because if this button's here, that means that they're going to be getting a buff depending on what harmony they have. So right now their intensity is 200%, so they're getting a buff of 12% more speed, plus 24 reload skill, and plus 12 leadership for the archers. And for the Dragon Guard here, their harmony is Yang, so they get 12 melee defense, 8 melee attack, and 12 leadership. That's when the battle starts, so it's a really good buff to have. On top, they're just really good units too. I call this formation here the striking turtle. So the basis of it is to cover your archers with melee units that will be able to buff them, and the archers will buff the melee units as well. Working on a synergy. So you want really tight formations like this with Cathay. It's very good in an open field, like this one here, and we're going to be facing a Xingqian army of like fast attack troops. And it's really good to deter cavalry as well, because you're able to fire on every angle that the enemy could come at you. And on top of that, you got really good bonus versus large infantry here as well that could deal heavy damage to that cavalry. So let's see it in action. Alright, so now that the buff is triggered,
today we face
leadership is
evil.
100.
Today, as on all days, we shall smite it!
Alright, Mao Ying. Yeah, she likes to talk. But you see right here now with the harmony buff, we have 62 melee defense, 48 melee attack, and 102 defense. And then the archers have 41 missile attack, armor piercing. So it's really, really good to deal with the enemy. So the enemy's going to charge in here. I gave them all infantry this time, but it can work really well with Cav as well, because the Cav doesn't know where to go in. So they'll try to flank for a weak spot, which might be one of these long stretched out lines. But the thing is, they're all within synergy. They all have that synergy with them because of this little ring right here, that white ring when I hover them. So they're all harmonizing everyone else. So this is one of the many defensive formations. I like to call them like static formations that will just... they'll be able to like weather down any enemy because they're that good. Alright, so now the enemy's getting in range. We're going to be able to pelt them with our archers.
Fight as if one!
And that's the thing, we can always adjust where the archers are to pelt them more. You're going to want to pelt those pink horrors first.
The Celestial Faithful!
Yep, I knew that was happening.
The Shaper of Steel! Glory!
The winds blow for our foes!
Do some magic on these guys. Ying, go in.
Behold the tempest!
Conjures dark forces!
Yeah, they're using Xingqian magic to try
Raise
to...
the dragons! Dragon crossbows! Beware the Celestial Faithful!
Yeah, you see how effective this is? We barely lost anybody. Let's go to our dragon form here. That's one thing I love about the Cathaian generals, is it just change immediately.
Wolfstone and steel.
See that? Alright, and like I said, they just fall upon the walls of the turtle. It is very good. It's a very good tactic, and they're able to clump up. You know, this happens with cavalry too. Cavalry also clump up. So Alright, Mao Ying, let's go take him out. Yeah, let's get him. Alright. And now, because the archers are able to fire, they're able to do supporting fire. We've only lost a few guys in each one. Let's buff up these guys with some melee attack. Yeah. So this is a decisive victory because of this tactic. We've been able to buff up our troops insanely. With over 100 leadership, they're going to be able to hold for anything, even if they take a lot of casualties. Thing is, these were Chaos Warriors, but even Chosen would have a hard time breaking this defense.
For the defense!
And yeah, this so that's basically the turtle tactic there. Can be used in a lot of situations. The only situation it doesn't work so good is when the enemy has flying units. Like if Tzeentch brought flying units, it would have been a problem. But because he didn't, then it's easy. It's very effective. It's similar to the Dwarven Shield Wall tactic, but kind of like mobile, because you can if you select, I believe it's Shift. No, it's not Shift. Or is it Alt? Yeah, it's Alt. If you select an Alt, you can move this formation anywhere, so it's mobile. So they'll move all together, and they'll stay within the formation here. So they'll stay relatively safe until they get in formation, especially if they're all the same, around the same speed. So it's a mobile formation, so you can change it, and then the other bonus is, of course, the harmony buffs up all the units, and you can maximize it with like some of the cathaian balloons. That really helps a lot as well, because they have a lot of range. They're kind of like floating artillery pieces. And then you know, if Cathay brings artillery, you can maybe fit some artillery in it. You would need at least 8 of these of any infantry. Celestial Dragon Guard just happen to be the best because they are a tier 3 unit. But Jade Swordsmen, Jade Halberdmen are still pretty good, and Jade Crossbowmen are really good. This tactic can work on any level. It's just it maximizes once you reach tier 3, because these have the best synergies, and they always will have the best synergies.
Stone and steel!
So the intensity is 125 here.
Stone and steel!
It's 125. It depends on how many are crisscrossing. That's the intensity.
Dragon Guard! The Celestial Faithful!
So the intensity all over is 125 now, because it's not interacting with that many. But you could always increase the intensity by adding more crossbowmen. You want to get up to 200% so that you can get the biggest buff out of this that you can. Alright, so that's basically that's the whole gist of this tactic. I intend to cover more Cathaian tactics in the future, because like I said, them and the dwarves have a lot of defensive tactics that you can explore. So this one right here is very effective. Just to recap, very effective on a flat plane like this. Less effective when you have like a structure preventing. Then you would just do a straight line between connecting the two structures, like I did in my shield wall video. But you know, as you could see, the Tzeentchian forces fell before they could even break the line, and we barely lost anybody. We lost maybe 8 guys in total in one, and then probably like 16 guys. Let's check the end battle screen. Yeah, we lost about 19. So again, like I said, that is the striking turtle formation. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this formation. It's a very simple tactic, but it works very effectively if you know how to maximize your harmony. And harmony can be a little confusing for some folks. I will expand on it more, but this is a core tactic for any Cathaian player. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember to keep it strategic. Colonel out.